everyone, and hi for all of you downstairs and all of you online. Welcome to Get It. And I'm Silla. It's really very nice to see all of you on a Sunday night, And especially for those who are new here, I just want to say that, Get It is where we get together over nice food, nice performances, and also have honest conversations about questions that really matter in life. All this that we have today are curated to the topic we have of the day. Now, in the past, we have had conversations on different questions like, where do I belong? Is my life good enough? And one of it that really stay with me is something called an unexamined life is not worth living. Sounds cool. That day on the skit, right? Literally, we have like 3 persons' life being played out on this small stage. Yeah, and that really got me think. Because when I look at that 3 persons, I was like, how come these 3 people, they have very different life, but all of them having similar destiny in the end? And it made me think, what really makes life worth living? So, if you are interested about all these things, I just want to let you know, you can actually find all these past talks and past performances all from our Get It website and also our YouTube channel. Sometimes I still go back and watch all the very funny videos and talks and performances that we have had before. Like the one that I really like is those stand-up comedies. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're interested, just go and check it out. And if you want to know about all the upcoming events, just go to check out our social media. Yeah, we are on Facebook and also Instagram. Now, today we are thinking about another question. Are you there, God? Some of you might have asked this question before. Maybe some of you have never thought of it, right? For me, I think about this and it reminds me of all my Tim Gai moments. Do you know what is Tim Gai? Tim Gai is like this. It's a, how come my life is like this, Yeah, those Tim Gai moments. It's those times when you feel like your life just becomes very confusing, or like there are just so many things that don't go your way. And you'll start wondering, where are you there, God? How about you? Do you have those Tim Gai moments? Yeah, as you continue to enjoy your appetizers, share these with the friends next to you. What would you do when things don't go the way you expected? Enjoy. All right, I hope you all enjoy your appetizers. Yeah. You know, that appetizer, sometimes I feel like it feels a bit like our life sometimes, right? Because you see, the soup is so clear, and then it's served in a glass. Would you have expected it to have a strong flavor? You know, life is sometimes the same, right? There are just so many things that it doesn't always go according to our plan, according to what we expect. So as we continue to think about today's Get It question, let's play a game called Red Flag, Green Flag. What would you do when things don't go your way? Okay, this is a very simple game. Do you see on your table? There are a lot of flags, right? Each of you take one red flag and then one green flag. Can someone pass one set to me? Yeah, just pass one set. All right. Okay, and each of the flag represent a response to a given scenario. Okay. Very easy one. Don't overthink, okay? Just go with your instinct. Maybe you have a point, or maybe the friend beside you is gonna convince you otherwise. So are you all ready? If you are ready, wave your flag, wave your flag. Okay, later you gotta wave the one that you choose. Okay, wave. Okay, I think everyone is ready, and I hope the one downstairs are ready too. Cool. Now let's go to our round one, our first scenario. Now, scenario one, it's peak season at your workplace. This one is especially for all the working adults. Okay, your boss asks you to stay overtime to help finish an additional work that is not even under you. Okay, let's see. Red flag. Okay, let's see. Red flag. You treasure your work-life balance, so you are gonna say no to your boss, and because your boss is not gonna pay you extra lah. Okay. Okay. How about green flag? Okay, green flag. You feel bad for your boss, so you're gonna help lah. Okay, and also because performance review is coming up. Which one? Which one? I'm gonna look at whether you know how to work. Okay, let's see. Oh, a lot of red. Okay, interesting. Now, let's look at the next scenario. The next scenario is especially for the uni students. Okay? Yeah. Someone in your group, right, is not doing his work. So, your group members ask you to talk to him because you are the group leader. What would you do? Are you gonna be red flag? You confront him, you warn him, you don't do your job, we are gonna throw you under the bus. Let's see what is the green flag. Okay, let's look at the green flag. You are gonna do nothing about it because you don't want him to look bad. Which one would you all choose? Wow, you all have a very strong feeling towards this scenario. All red. Any green? Any green? Very few greens only. Ayo, okay. I think you all have experienced it before. Okay, now, this is the very juicy one, the next one. Okay, scenario 3. This one very important, guys. When your girlfriend asks, do I look fat in this dress? What would you say? Okay, let's look at the red flag. Because you are very honest, so you tell her the truth. The problem is not the dress. The problem is you. Okay, let's see. How about the green one? Maybe you like the green one? Okay, you are a very kind man. So you are gonna say, no, the problem is not you. The problem is the dress. Which one? Let's see. Maybe, I think the green one know how to have a girlfriend lah. Let's see. Oh, a lot more green. Got 2. How can you have 2? Cannot. Must choose one. Okay. Let's look at the next one. The next one is related to the current scenario. When your honest boyfriend tells you that you look fat in this dress, what would you say to him? Okay, let's look at the red one. Because you are very honest, so you are gonna honestly express your feeling and slap him. Maybe this one. You see a lot of girls already start waving already. Okay, how about the green one? Okay, green flag. You believe your boyfriend should be more understanding, so you give him a cold shoulder because he should know better. Which one? Wow, all the girls very excited to show the flag. Okay, anyone? The guys don't dare to show any flag. All right. I hope you enjoy recalling all those moments, okay? All those painful moments in your life, because I did. Okay, but from the looks of it, right? What do you notice? Don't you realize that it seems like we all have a very different way of handling situations in our life? Yeah? And sometimes the way we handle all these situations really say a lot about us, about what we think is important in our life, what life is meant to be, and also our priorities. And it even exposes us, right? And believe it or not, our Get It question today is going to address that. So let's just keep thinking about, are you there, God? And now we are going to serve you your mains. And as we serve you, share with your friend next to you. If you could live life according to your own terms, how would you live it? Enjoy your time. Guys, regarding this question, right? How would you live life according to your own terms? I think I have many things to share also. If I can, I want to have financial freedom without needing to work. And also, if I can, to travel all around the world anytime. Yeah, and I really wish I can hear from all your sharings also lah. But I know I'm interrupting your conversations because I have 3 things that I really want to share with you very briefly. So firstly, your Get It experience doesn't just end here. We have something called Get It Get Together, GGT. Yeah, this is where you can continue tonight's conversations in a more intimate setting with the friend who brought you here today. Just pick a location that is closest to where you live or where you work. And also, part of your Get It experience is not just the conversations. We also want you to bring something home with you. Yeah, so you can just go to our Get It merch booth on ground floor, get something for yourself, or maybe get something as a gift for your friend. Okay? And another thing, lastly, right? Another thing that can make your Get It experience really memorable is if you just take a lot of pictures, yeah, and share them with your friends online. And don't forget to tag us at geddit.my. I'm sure some of you here can be very creative, right? So I'm really excited to see a lot of your stories. Yep. Now, maybe some of you feel like, wow, Sinla, you share a lot of things. I might not be able to remember. Don't worry, because on your table, do you see the QR code? You have a QR code for Get It, right? Yeah, so just scan it, and you will have everything you need there. Now, you know what? Our Get It performance team has prepared something special for you. Yeah, so as we wait for them to get ready, just continue to enjoy your mains and also continue to think how you will live your life according to your own terms, your own way. Now, as you can see, the performance team is ready. It's gonna start real soon. So I have 4 important announcements for you. First one, if you want to go to washroom, it's time now, okay? Because later during performance, the washroom on this floor will only be reserved for the performance crew. And secondly, if you want, I'm sure all of you want the best view, right? So turn your chairs to face the front, to face the stage. And make sure that you remain seated throughout the performance. And then thirdly, please silence your phones so that you can actually watch the performance without any interruption. And lastly, sit back and enjoy the performance.
hi.
Mr. Tan!
Hi,
So
hi.
good to see you! Come in, have a seat.
Okay.
So, how have you been?
Good. I mean, the kids are really doing well, you know. Yeah, their math score have been improving a lot. Yeah, really smart kid. In fact, they've been working very, very hard also. Yeah.
Hey, don't be so humble lah, Mr. Tan. I've seen how much effort you've put in. And I know that the kids really love you.
I'm doing my best lah.
Well, other than your classes, how are you doing? Like you, personally?
Me? Fine.
I've also been wondering, what do you usually do during your weekends? Say your hobbies?
Weekend, I usually like to go to hiking. Yes. Yeah, last week I just went to like this Bukit Kutu, and 2 weeks ago was Bukit Sapu Tangan at Shalam. Yeah.
Oh, outdoors!
Yes, outdoors.
Wow,
Yes.
so macho lah you, Mr. Tan.
Yes.
Do you perhaps like camping also?
Yes. Since my free over weekend, then yeah, I'll stay overnight in the forest. Yes.
Do you usually go alone or with someone?
Alone, but can be with someone. Yes. Yeah.
So, if let's say you were to go camping in the forest with someone special, what would you do?
Miss Lim, is this really happening? I mean, can you really ask here and now?
Hey, it's okay, Mr. Tan. It's just us here. You can answer honestly.
Okay. If I were to go to the forest with someone special, I imagined a nice fire by our. I mean a tent, and just lying down on the grass, looking at a nice sky, full of stars.
Wow. Fire, tents, stars. Wow. You sound really experienced with the outdoors, Mr. Tan.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be in the Scouts for many years, you know.
Oh.
Yes.
Scouts.
Yes,
I
Scouts.
see. That's great. Are you perhaps free this weekend?
This weekend, am I free?
Uh-huh.
Wait. This weekend. Free.
Free? Wonderful news, Mr. Tan. So, since you're free this weekend and you like camping and you have experience in the outdoors, I was wondering if you would like to...
Wait, Miss Lim. Are you asking?
Uh-huh.
Miss Lim?
Yes?
Say no more!
Really?
Yes!
Yes?
Yes!
Yes?
Yes! Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Yes!
Finally found my Scoutmaster! After searching for so long and everyone rejecting me, finally you said yes, Mr. Tan!
Wait. Did you just say Scoutmaster?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking
Well, we've been looking for a capable scoutmaster to lead our scouts. And honestly, after the last one left, I wasn't sure if you could find anyone. But you're here, Mr. Tan?
But I'm not sure whether I'm qualified for it.
Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan, look at me. Look at me, Mr. Tan. I trust you. After everything you just told me, you're the perfect person. You have so much outdoor experience. You're great with kids. And you even used to be a Boy Scout yourself. You're the total package, Mr. Tan. And you love these Boy Scouts. They're amazing. They just need someone capable like you who can help them to have fun outdoors. I believe in you, Mr. Tan. You can do this.
Okay,
Okay?
I'll try.
Great! Perfect! So, the trip is this weekend. Everything is arranged already. And of course, all expenses paid. And we've also arranged all the food. You just have to meet them. Okay, Mr. Tan? You're gonna have so much fun together. Thank you for coming! Thank you, Mr. Tan.
Stop moving, Eugene.
Hey,
Stop
Brian?
moving.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Yeah, of course. Have I ever let you down?
Oh, okay.
There you go. Wow. What a masterpiece. We did it, Eugene.
Oh, we're done?
We tied that knot together.
Oh, cool. Hey, let me see.
I'll show you later, lah.
Oh, okay. Well, what are we going to do now?
You wait here. I've got a brilliant idea.
More thing? Hey,
Trust
where
me,
are you going,
trust
though? Oh, okay.
Solo.
It's Sonlo!
Solo. You said you didn't get to play a piñata at your sister's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? I got one for you today.
Really? Where?
He agreed to it.
I want to play.
Okay, wait. We need to find you a stick. Oh, let's use this.
Okay.
And we need to blindfold you also. I think we can use this.
Okay. I feel like it's gonna be a fun game.
Yes, it's so fun, man. Can you see me?
No? Where are you?
Okay, that's good. Okay, now you just follow my voice, alright?
Okay.
Okay, front a bit more.
Okay.
A bit more. Sean,
Hey, Brian,
Okay.
what is this?
you're almost there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is
Sean,
he
you
doing
can
with the
start
stick?
hitting.
Start, huh?
Start hitting,
Yeah.
Hey!
I can beat him!
Like that. Wait,
Where is he?
You miss him.
Where is he? Hey, got people!
What's going on?
Teacher, you do one!
Oi.
What's going on?
We were just having fun, sir. I was just practicing my knots with Eugene. See? We tied a butterfly knot together. Isn't it nice?
butterfly knot is so loose. I'll teach you better next time, okay? But can you not practice on your fellow scout mate? Please take him off.
Okay, sir.
Attention! At ease, boys. Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Tan, your new Scoutmaster. You can call me Scoutmaster Tan.
Good afternoon, Scoutmaster Tan.
Tan.
I see that you guys are packing your backpack right now. Please continue to do so. You, butterfly boy,
Mia.
what's your name?
I'm Brian, sir.
Brian. Can you show me where your pack?
Oh, sure, sir. I got my sleeping bag. I got my toothbrush, toothpaste, my mess tin, and some clothes, sir.
Water bottle?
Also got.
Okay, good. Alright, please continue your packing.
Okay, sir.
You, young man. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Eugene, sir.
Eugene. Oh, you're the medic also?
Yes, I'm the medic.
Yeah, that's good. Can you show me your pack?
Oh, yeah. This is my bag. I haven't finished packing yet, but these are the things I'm gonna bring. So, I'm bringing 3 days worth of clothes, my sleeping bag, my toothbrush, my toothpaste, and as a medic, I'm bringing 20 bandages, my first aid kit, doxycycline.
Wait. Why are you bringing 20 bandages?
It's for the people who get hurt, sir.
That's too many. That's a lot. You don't need so many, okay? Just bring 5 will do.
Okay.
What else are you bringing?
Oh, well, I'm also bringing this. Let me show you. The one and only Siri Mari Lihat Ular.
Why are you bringing a book?
It's for the snakes, sir.
Okay, in this hike, you don't have time to read, okay?
Oh.
Plus, I'll be teaching you what you need to know. So, you don't need the book. Alright?
So no book.
No.
Oh.
What else are you bringing?
What about my 4 other books? Well, I have this. The Orang Asli of Malaysia. It's one of my favorites.
Why are you bringing this book?
It's for the jungle people, sir.
You don't need this book, okay?
Oh, so
Yeah. Again, I'll be teaching what you need to know. All this book will just be extra weight, alright? So don't bring any books. Just bring that 5 bandages. And there's a first aid kit there.
Yeah.
Yes, bring that first aid kit and your essentials. That's it. That's enough.
okay.
Alright? Can?
Okay.
Okay. And you, young man, what's your name?
Mouth.
Mouth? Okay, that's interesting. Can you show me what you have packed? Okay. So please make sure you bring your essentials. Okay, like your clothes, water bottle. Wait. That's a lot of snacks. Where are your essentials? Your clothes, your underwear, your towel, your sleeping bag. Okay, the school has already prepared meals for us for this hike, so you don't need so many snacks, okay? But what you need are your essentials. So can you bring your essentials? Will you bring your essentials? Okay. You!
Sir!
You hit me!
I'm so sorry, sir!
I forgive you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, my name is Sean Low, sir. And I finished packing my bag already.
That's good. Can you show me where I pack?
This is my bag, sir.
Isn't this your mother's shopping cart?
No, sir. This is my favorite bag. I can put a lot of things inside here. It's also my lucky bag.
Okay. Can you show me where I pack?
Yes, sir. Sir, I got water for 3 days. I got my clothes over here. My underwear also inside here.
Wait. What's this?
Oh, sir, this is my cho-cho. I need it at night to sleep. I smell, then I sleep. You want smell?
I mean, aren't you a little too old for a cho-cho?
No.
Wait. Aren't you a little too old to be the Boy Scout?
That's because he got held back for a year, sir.
Brian, you cannot say that to everyone. Why you give Sir, he always make me, sir. He always...
Sean,
Sorry, sir.
you stay here, okay? And you, young man, what's your name?
Oh, he don't talk much, sir. But we call him Iban.
Iban?
Yeah.
Why?
He looks like a warrior.
Oh, okay. Have you packed your essentials? Okay. Okay.
Beautiful knife.
Boys, listen up. Miss Lim has prepared a 3-day hike for us, and it's gonna be a fun time. Yes.
Oh, sir. Will there be mosquitoes, sir?
Where do you think we are going?
The forest, sir.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously there'll be lots of mosquitoes. So can you bring a mosquito repellent?
Okay.
Oh, sir, I got a question. Sir, which hotel are we going to?
No hotel, okay? There's no hotel in the jungle. We'll be staying in a tent, okay? And it's not just any tent, but a really beautiful tent on a very nice grassland with a nice sky full of stars. Yes. But boys, there's something I need to warn you of first. This will be a difficult hike. But with me, you'll have fun. I'll teach you everything you need to know. So just remember to pack well. Mouth, lesser of the snacks. Eugene, lesser of everything. And Iban, at least a pair of shoes. Alright. Oh, one last thing. So the school has already prepared meals for us for this hike. Each of you will have this one pack. So please keep it inside your bag, okay? I'll explain to you further tomorrow. For you. Alright, boys. See you tomorrow first thing in the morning. All right, boys. So most of the trees you see here are dipterocarps, like the Korean tree over there, and the Meranti tree. These form the main canopy of our Malaysian rainforest. And if you look up, you can see the different layers. The emergent trees sticking out above everything else, and then the canopy, and then underneath, the understory plants. That's why it's so shaded down here. Right? It's quite cooling, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look. There's a bush there under the tree. Right. Those are the understory plants. Like, I think that's a wild ginger. And there's a young rattan over there as well. Right. You see the key characteristic of an understory plant is their broad leaves. Because they're covered by so many big trees above, they still need sunlight for their photosynthesis. So hence, they need to have broad leaves to increase their surface area to capture as much sunlight as possible. Isn't this place beautiful? I think this looks like a good place to take a break.
Oh, are we there yet, sir?
Brian, not yet. I think we are about a day and a half journey away. But I said you guys are quite hungry already. So let's take a break here and have our lunch, all right?
Oh, sir, will we have chicken rice?
No chicken rice. There's no chicken rice in the jungle.
What? But we have that our last camp.
Where? Where do you go?
Bukit Gasing.
The school has already packed meals for us. So do you remember the pack that I passed to you yesterday? Please take it out. Bukit Gasing.
What is this, sir?
Oh, I know. These are MREs, meal ready to eat rations. Scout Manual Section 3.1. During a hike, Scout must eat balanced, high-energy meal that is lightweight, safe, and sufficient to sustain physical activity. Yeah, this counts.
Good job, Eugene.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, in fact, this is all the nutrient that we need. Right?
Huh? This is all we're having? Don't we have anything better?
Yes, mouth. Wait. Where's your ration?
Mine is also bubur nasi daging.
You'll have it. This ration well.
Quite nice.
Let me try.
All right, boys. While you guys are eating, let me teach you a little bit about the jungle. First thing first, the jungle can be a dangerous place. There are lots of wild animals, even reptiles, some venomous ones. Even the plants, some can be very poisonous. So, don't just put inside your mouth anything that you find along the path. In fact, the general rule of thumb is, if you are not sure what it is, just avoid touching it. Oh, let me show you a good example. Check this out. No mouth, you cannot have this. This is a mushroom, but what color is it? Blue. Blue! Yes, it's a bright blue. Right, it looks very nice, right? Looks very attractive, right? But this is not meant to attract anyone to eat it. In fact, this is actually a defense mechanism against herbivores, other animals. In fact, we call it aposematic colors. What this means is, it's a warning sign against other animals telling them, hey, I'm poisonous. Do not eat me, or you'll get very sick, or even die. Oh, here's another example. Check this out. You know what mushroom is this? Mouth. You cannot eat this. Yet. Yes. Do you know what mushroom is this? This is an oyster mushroom. And this is edible. Right, okay. The common characteristic is white stem with a brown cap. Right? So this, you cannot just put it immediately inside your mouth. Alright? You need to wash it first, then boil it, then you can enjoy it.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
What about enoki mushroom, sir?
Enoki? Enoki doesn't grow in this forest.
Oh, but it's my favorite.
Oh, what about portobello?
No, portobello doesn't grow in Malaysia's rainforest.
What? But I have it at home all the time.
That's because your parents bought it from a supermarket.
Oh.
Alright, boys. Finish up your food and take a good break here. Alright? I have an important call to take. A very big call. It's a big business deal.
Sir, is that a code for taking a shit?
Sean, finish your food.
I think it is. Actually, guys, isn't this camp kind of boring? Like, the Scoutmaster bring us here to die of boredom, is it? It's been 4 hours, and all he talked about is the canopy, the trees, the mushrooms. When's the fun going to happen? You know what? How about we have our own adventure? I saw a river on the way here just now. We can go there and play water. We can go fishing and catch salmon. And we can build our own tents. We can start our own campfire. It's going to be so much fun.
Wait. Guys, but I don't think we should leave the Scoutmaster lah. This goes against Scout manual rules. Plus, just now he said there might be wild animals around.
Where?
I mean, I don't know, but that's what he said lah.
Come on, Eugene. You need to live a little, man. Look, you know what's missing in that instruction manual of yours?
What?
Instructions to have fun.
Fun.
And I know how to have fun.
But the Scoutmaster said we're only 1.5 days away from the peak.
You're not getting it, Eugene. That means we have time to explore. See? Solo is already, right, Solo?
Yes!
And Mouth. I'm sure he's on as long as there's more food. Look, Eugene. The key to have fun is to do it our way. Not like the Scoutmaster. So boring. Huh? Back in the city, life was sweet. Real good food, not this thing we eat. Ugh. The same dry rations every day. Same old trees in every way. The sweat and heat is killing me. I've had enough. This adventure is kinda, no, really rough. But wait and see, just wait and see. There's gotta be more than just this for me. Something wild, something free. Not this boring misery. Let's just go, let's just go. I can't do this camp anymore.
Okay.
Leave the maps, leave the plans. We don't need them anymore. Let's just go and you thank me by the end of the night. Come on, guys.
Okay, okay.
Let's go have fun together.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's
The
go.
way, lead the way, let's go. We're gonna have so much
Hey, hey,
fun.
hey, wait for me, wait for me. Hey. Woo, I can't wait to meet some jungle people.
Boys? Boys? Boys! Shit!
We're trying.
Harder and faster.
Come on. Come on.
Don't look like you're doing it.
I'm trying.
Can you try better?
I'm trying, Sean. Shut up.
Harder. It's no use.
Oh, bring the fuel, bring the fuel.
Where? I got it.
Solo! What are you doing? Why you put wet leaf?
How am I supposed to know?
It's common sense, bro.
Well, it's not common to me lah.
It's all your fault. How are we gonna start a fire now?
What do you mean it's my fault? It's your fault.
Whatever lah. Iban. Where's Iban?
Truffle. Oh,
How about Eugene? Where's Eugene?
Eugene is right. There. Just now he was here. Where's Eugene? Eugene? Oh no. A medic's lost! What if I fall down and then I break my leg and then a bee come and sting me and then I'm allergic and then I cannot breathe? What are we gonna do? We're gonna die!
Sean! Pull yourself together. I'm sure Eugene is somewhere in front. He's probably scouting the river right now.
We're lost, Brian. We've been lost for almost 2 days already. I've been getting bitten by so many mosquitoes and I'm bleeding everywhere.
What? Can't be that bad, right? Oh, yeah. That's bad.
You know, Brian, we should just go back. The sky is getting dark and we got no more food.
Food? Right. We can ask Mouth for food, right? Mouth? You can give us food, right? Mouth? You have food? Mouth? Mouth, what happened? What is this? It's Solo. I think Mouth eat this, man.
Yeah! What's this?
That shit!
You put shit in my nose! Why you put shit in my nose?
Mouth! Why you eat shit, man? Mouth! Wake up! Mouth!
Oh no! Mouth is dead! What are we gonna do?
Don't panic. I know! Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation! Yeah, let's do that. Sean, I'm gonna need your help. I need you. You need to help me breathe life into his mouth.
Why can't you do it?
Because only I know how to do the chest compression. Look, this is a noble task, Sean. Our friend is dying, okay? You're the best person right now. There's no time to waste, okay? Okay? Come help me now. You got this, okay?
You know what? It's no use. He's dead.
Mouth is dead. Shit, mouth is dead. Oh my gosh.
It's all your fault, Brian. We should have listened to you. Now, mouth is dead. We don't have food. Eugene is gone. Even Iban is depressed. We should have stayed back in the camp. It was much safer with the scoutmaster.
How is this my fault, Sean? Y'all wanted to have fun too, right?
But you're the one who let us here.
Well, I just wanted to have fun with y'all. Instead of staying in my room all day. I thought we could have fun together.
What's that?
The wild boy's back, man.
Let's get Mao first.
Good thinking. I think we can use him as our mid shield.
Boys! Thank God I found you guys. You two, come. Carry Eugene down. What happened to Mao? Are you okay? Still heartbeat. This is a mess. Ivan, go collect some twigs, start the fire. Sean, open my bag, take the water bottle out, share everyone. Brian, let's set a tent together. So we'll spend the night here.
Mouth, you're alive. Mouth, you're alive. I thought you were dead, Mouth. Come, sit up.
Come, Mom. Have some hot soup. It's okay. It's hot. Are you feeling better, Mom? Good to hear you're feeling better.
Sir, I'm really sorry, sir. We thought we could survive the jungle ourselves. And we tried to have fun in our own way. I'm sorry.
We're sorry, sir.
Brian, This time you have got everyone deep in trouble. Not only did you lead everyone deep into a forest without me, Eugene got lost. You and Sean got deep in cuts. Iban got depressed. And Mouth ate something that's clearly not a truffle. Things could have gotten worse, you know. Boys, to enjoy everything that you see here, this jungle, nature, it is important to listen to what I'm teaching you. The forest can indeed be a very dangerous place. And what I'm teaching you is not just on how to survive, but to actually have fun. When you think life is always about living according to your terms, life will show you that it is not possible. Just like this forest here. The only way to enjoy all of this is to truly learn from someone who knows this forest. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Wow.
You know, one thing that really stand out to me from the skit, right, was what the Scoutmaster said just now. When you think life is always about living your own terms, life will show you that it is not possible. Just like this forest, you can only enjoy it when you truly learn it from someone who knows the forest. Would you agree with him? Let's think about this together. How would you know if you are living your life the way it is meant to be lived?
My friends, good evening. My name is Sean, and I'm going to be reading to you a passage from the Bible, which both inspired the very entertaining skit just now and the talk right after this. Now, this entire Get It is featuring the book of Numbers, which is a book from the Bible. And if you want to follow along with me, and I encourage you to do so, the text is on the papers on your table. Okay? Now, before I read, allow me to situate you in this short but wonderful text. This book of Numbers is a book about God and his people Israel. Now, God had saved his people Israel from a life of slavery to living life on their own terms. And he had led them, as we see in Numbers 9, into the wilderness. And this wilderness was very barren. But the people of Israel had one thing, or should I say, one person, and it was their God. And they were, as we'll see, so devoted to him that they never left his side. Let me read from sentence 15. On the day that the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony. And at evening it was over the tabernacle, like the appearance of fire until morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, after that, the people of Israel set out. And in the place where the cloud settled down, there the people of Israel camped. At the command of the Lord, the people of Israel set out. And at the command of the Lord, they camped. As long as the cloud rested over the tabernacle, they remained in camp. Even when the cloud continued over the tabernacle many days, the people of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and did not set out. Sometimes the cloud was a few days over the tabernacle, and according to the command of the Lord, they remained in camp. Then according to the command of the Lord, they set out. And sometimes the cloud remained from evening until morning. And when the cloud lifted in the morning, they set out. Or if it continued for a day and a night, when the cloud lifted, they set out. Whether it was 2 days or a month or a longer time that the cloud continued over the tabernacle abiding there, the people of Israel remained in camp and did not set out. But when it lifted, they set out. At the command of the Lord, they camped. And at the command of the Lord, they set out. They kept the charge of the Lord at the command of the Lord by Moses. Now we're going to be having a talk by my dear friend Lucas. And to get the best experience out of this talk, I'd encourage all of you to turn your seats towards the front.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Get It. Yep, I hope that you've been having a good time so far. My name is Lucas, and I wanted to start off by showing you a picture. Okay, this was me 8 years ago, 2018, and that was my first time in Get It. Okay, I still remember this experience up until today, and a big reason why I still remember is because of the title, actually. You know, there was something about that title of that Get It that really hit hard for me. The title was, "We Are All Going to Die." Whoa. Now, I don't know why, but it was probably because 20-year-old me was thinking a lot about life and death at the time, just like many 20-year-olds would, right? And there was something special about that year, that got me to think extra hard about life and death. 2018 was a pretty eventful year for all the wrong reasons. Any of you are fans of Avicii here? Avicii fans in the house? Anyone? Now, Avicii was one of the most successful DJs of the time. Okay, many of you probably would have heard his music before. There's this song, Wake Me Up when it's all... Y'all know that song? Yeah? He was a multi-award winning DJ.
Okay, he had millions of fans worldwide, billions of streams. At the time, he had an estimated net worth of 50 million US dollars. Wow. He was so popular that my Penang relatives who didn't even speak English, okay, they were playing his music during Chinese New Year. That's how popular he was, okay? But at the peak of Avicii's career, at the age of 28, he tragically took his own life while he was on vacation, okay? His family released an open letter shortly after his death saying, "Our beloved Tim was a seeker, a fragile artistic soul searching for answers to existential questions. He really struggled with thoughts about meaning, life, happiness. He could now not go on any longer. He wanted to find peace." And that really got me to think, a guy who was so successful in life, so loved by millions of people around the world, so wealthy, how is it that a guy like that could still be looking for meaning in life? How is it that he could still be looking for fulfillment and peace? Now, there were other significant world events that year. Some of you might remember the 2018 California wildfires. In 2018, at the peak of a severe heat wave in California, wildfires started to spread, okay, and eventually it destroyed entire towns. Okay, these fires lasted for an entire month. It cost $26 billion in property damage. Okay? Hundreds of people tragically lost their lives in these wildfires, and 24,000 homes were destroyed. People were saying that it was like looking at their worlds just disappear. It's surreal. I mean, just imagine if this was your house. One day, you're living peacefully, sitting in your home, drinking your morning coffee like you usually do, and then the next day, everything that you've ever known, everything that you built all those years, all just reduced into ashes. Suddenly, you have no home, no belongings, nothing. And it all just happens overnight. Now, there were many more, okay, but those were just some events that coincided with my first time in Geddit. And so I was walking in thinking about life. And I was thinking, in the midst of all of these tragic events that happen in our lives, around us as well, where is God in all of it? I was looking for answers. And perhaps in a similar way, there are some of you here in Geddit for the first time, and that's the case as well. Because the question that we are asking this evening, are you there, God? That is a question that most, if not all of us, have asked before at one point of our life, at least. Do you agree? We have all had that moment where life feels so heavy, so confusing, that we just wonder, God, are you even there? And it doesn't take that much for us to ask this question, right? Sometimes you feel like you're just existing, just like a piece of meat, chasing pleasure or just numb, right? You're in the LRT, you're sitting in your car in the middle of a 1.5 hour jam, or you're awake in the morning, early in the morning for yet another day at work. Oh my gosh, right? Or you're doing your 8th assignment of the semester, and you just wonder, does anyone even care? Does God care? Is God even there? And the thing about this question is that we are definitely not the first people who have asked this question. Okay? It's a fundamentally human question. In fact, it's one of those questions that people have been asking for centuries, thousands of years. A famous 20th century philosopher, his name is Albert Camus, he famously said this, the absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. Right? We expect answers to the events that happen in this world, to understand our meaning in life. But it seems like the universe, or God, if it even exists, doesn't answer. And it makes it feel like our lives are just absurd, nonsensical. And Camus was not the only philosopher, he's not the first philosopher, in fact, who have asked this question. Even long before, ancient philosophers have been asking the same question. Epicurus was an ancient Greek philosopher who was born in 341 BC. That's almost 2,400 years ago, guys. And even he was asking this question. If God is able to eliminate the horrible things that happen in this life, in this world, and yet they still continue happening, then where is he? Where is God? If God were there, then my life would have so much more direction, right? I wouldn't need to be groping in the dark, trying to figure out what life really is about. If God were there, then shouldn't He be doing something in this world? Now, I think that we can all agree, right, that life isn't exactly smooth sailing. You see death, you see disasters, you see disease, you see relationships fall apart. Life sometimes lacks meaning and direction. And I think that mostly we believe that if God really were there, things would be better, much better. So maybe He's not there. But actually, I'm going to be very straight up with you tonight as a Christian, okay? And I'm going to tell you that God is actually very much present in this world. And it doesn't take that much, okay, to realize that this world came from God. Okay? It doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nothing. Okay? The fact that there is creation, there definitely must be a creator, right? Things don't just appear out of nowhere. I mean, that doesn't even make sense, right? How can something just come out of nothing? Just like how, if you said that the food that you were eating just now, okay, it just magically appeared out of nowhere, that's not going to be very logical or very nice to the kitchen team upstairs that have been preparing your food for the past few days. Okay? The world isn't random. It works. It holds together. It doesn't crumble into non-existence. We wake up each day, things are still there, right? Our bodies are still there. They still function. Life continues. I mean, how is it that our hearts still beat? How is it that our lungs breathe in and out air the way that it's supposed to be? How is it that this planet hasn't rotated out of its axis yet, okay, and shown us to Pluto or wherever that we're going to go, Deep down, we all know that all of this, didn't just come out of nothing. There has to be a God that created this world and is sustaining it until now. So, the reason why bad things happen in our life and why we always feel so lost in life cannot be because God isn't there. He is there, and we know it. In fact, I'm going to be showing you something from the book of Numbers that shows you something that is opposite of what you might have experienced in your life, which is that God actually does want the best for His people. Just look at what God says, okay? He says this, "You shall say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace." Notice how God wants to bless His people. I repeat, God wants to bless His people. He wants to keep them. He wants to show His favor upon them. He wants to be on His people's side. You know that line there? The Lord makes His face to shine upon you, and that line, the Lord lift up His countenance upon you. God is using the analogy of facial expressions, okay, to communicate the way that He feels about His people. And those of us who were born in Chinese families, you all know the scariest place to be when you're at home is when you break the news about getting a C for your math exam, okay, and then your mother's face is against you. Oh, scary, eh? Nightmares until today, okay? But if your mother's face shines upon you because you got an A+, whoo, yes, okay, relief. Things are fine, okay? There is peace in the world. We have found favor in the eyes of our mother, okay? God's face shining upon His people means that God wants to bless them. So here's the big question at this point. If this is what God intends for His people, then why is it that life doesn't look like this? Why is it that our life still sucks? Why does it that God still feels like He's so far away for some of us? Well, if God is present, and if He does want to bless His people, and yet life around us is still so bad, then maybe the problem is us. If God wants to #bless His people, okay, and yet some of us here are living very #unblessed lives, then maybe that is because you are not actually part of God's people. Now, at this point, some of you might be thinking, oh, so all I need to do to be blessed is to just join this God's people lah. Okay, where's the sign-up sheet? Let's go, let's do it, right? I want to be part of God's people also. I want to sign up. Well, being part of God's people is more than some Netflix subscription that you can just subscribe and cancel whenever you want, okay? Or that Anytime Fitness membership that you can choose to renew if you want to, even though you've never used it before, ever, okay? It's not something that you can just casually join. In fact, back then, being part of God's people requires you to be an Israelite, okay? Which historically refers to God's chosen, special people who belong to Him. Right? He chose them to be His special people. So the only way for you, okay, to be part of God's people is if you invented a time machine, you travel back in time, you convince your great-great-great-great-grandparents, okay, your grandfather in fact, to migrate to Israel, marry an Israelite so that you'll be born an Israelite and have an Israelite name, okay, Lucas ben Yashim or something like that. Then you can be God's people, okay, which is obviously impossible. But even if you did, okay, let's say you did somehow invent a time machine, being part of God's people also isn't ultimately just about race. Because if that's the case, then it's kind of hypocritical, right? Me as a Chinese person talking about being part of God's people, right? I mean, I'm clearly not Middle Eastern, right? Last I checked. Because the people of Israel has always been pointing to the true Israel, which are everyone who belong to God because of what Jesus has done for us. And I'll be telling you about this Jesus later on as well. Being part of God's people is not about the color of your skin, but it is about belonging to God, living for Him, worshipping Him, Him alone, to give Him our entire life, and to deny our own selfish desires, right? To be consumed with zeal for Him, to live fully for Him, Him alone. That is what it means to be God's people who are blessed by Him. And the moment I say that, some of us I know are already thinking, yeah, never mind. Okay, maybe being part of God's people is not for me, maybe too much commitment. You see, that's exactly the problem. We know there is a God. It is so obvious that He is there. We know that He created us, and yet we don't want Him. We want the good things that God can give us, but we don't want God. And that's because if we are being truthful, honest with ourselves, okay, what we really want is ourselves. And that's what the Bible calls sin. Okay? We are really just out for ourselves. Right? We think we are good people until you get stressed out and you end up doing and thinking unimaginable things. We think we are patient until people get in your way and you do horrible things against them. And we show at the end of the day that all of us are just out for ourselves. Right? So is it really such a surprise then when everyone in this world does what is best for themselves in rejection of God, and they leave behind a wake of destruction? And yet we still ask, where are you, God? So the problem with this world, my friends, is not actually that God isn't there. He is there. The problem is us. We are the problem. We are the ones that are living for ourselves, when God has always intended for us to be created for Him and His purposes. And because of that, we actually show that we are not part of His people, okay? And we lose out on that blessing that we saw just now, that only God's people can have. And that is why you are never satisfied with your life. That is why the world is the way that it is. Just like what you saw in the performance earlier, right? The Scoutmaster himself says it. Wow, I love his line, man. When you think that life is always about living on your own terms, you will eventually see that it is simply not possible. Look, if you're being honest, we are like the scouts, okay, who ignore the Scoutmaster's advice because we think we know better, right? In the end, Eugene, he still brings his Orang Asli book. Solo still brings his Toto, okay? Iban still didn't want to wear his shoes to the jungle. He was putting his shoes on his side. Don't even want to wear it, man. Because they assume that their way is the best way. That's us. And just like the scouts who were blindly trying to have fun their own way, and they end up in some, survival crisis, that's also us. When we try to live our own lives our own way, we end up living lives where we are never satisfied, where there will always be conflict and a lack of assurance on what our purpose in this world actually is. It is only when you are truly on God's side and living for the one who created this world that you will live blessed lives. So now, let me show you all the blessings that you would be missing out on because you are not part of his people. Starting from the first chapter of the book of Numbers, which, by the way, we've been going through as a church for the past 4 months. Okay, if you want to know more, I'm sure your friends will help you out by explaining to you over desserts later. And from the get-go, we see something amazing, which is that the Lord spoke to Moses. This God speaks. Okay? Guys, do you get how amazing it is that the God who created this world would speak to his people? And this God is very articulate about what he wants to say. He speaks a lot, in fact, but not in an annoying, long-winded, yapping kind of way. He speaks purposefully. He tells his people who they are. He tells them how to live. He tells them where to go, when to go. In fact, he tells them who he is, what he desires, what his purposes are. If you are part of God's people, you will never need to feel this existential wrestling about your identity, or where your life is headed, or what your life is about. And it's all because there is a God who speaks to you. Imagine if you never needed to guess where your life is headed, because the God who created this world has already told you. Imagine if you never needed to wonder, who am I? What is my identity? Where do I belong to? What is life all about? Because God himself tells you. That is the blessing of being God's people. But that is not the blessing that you can have if you are not part of his people. And that is the reason why some of you might be lost in life, because you are trying to guide your own life, thinking that you know what is best for you. And when you try to define life your own way, you are going to reach a dead end really, really quickly. In fact, have a look at what God tells Moses to do, who is, by the way, Moses is the leader of the Israelites who belong to God. This is what he told Moses to do. Take a census of all the congregation of the people of Israel by clans, by fathers' houses, according to the number of names, every male, head by head. From 20-year-old and upward, all in Israel who are able to go to war. You and Aaron shall list them, company by company. So you see, when it comes to God's people, he counts every single name, head by head. Every single person is counted, because these are not just pieces of flesh to God, All of them individually matter to God. Now, some of us might be feeling this way, like we are just a piece of flesh, right? Working non-stop, being numb, living day by day. We wake up at 7 a.m., you rush to the LRT station, you cram yourself in a maxed out train, stuck in between 4 different armpits in the LRT, okay? You reach office, you get scolded by boss for not finishing that project that he only gave at 12 a.m. on the day itself. You try to work on it, but boss gives you another pile of work which needs to be done before 3 p.m., and it's already 2:30 p.m. You keep on working until 9 p.m., then you go home, you sleep, you wake up, you pangsai, and then you do it all again. It's like there's no meaning to our existence. We're just another body. Not for God's people, though. God's people are counted head by head. All of them matter to God because they are part of God's army. You see that? Now, why are they going to war? Well, you can ask your friends about that later. But my main point here is that this God is the Lord of an army that he created for himself. And all of God's people, therefore, have a purpose. And that's actually not very different from every other human being, including you. Because you too were created for God's purpose. Do you know that? Here in Numbers 1 are a bunch of human beings that are marching for God's purposes. Now, you might be marching for your own purposes, which are against God's purposes, but that still doesn't change the fact that God did create you to live for him. And you not living God's way doesn't mean that God is weak or that he is not there. If anything, it just shows that we are not robots. We do have a choice whether to live for him or not. And we have used that freedom to go against him all the time. And so is it really such a surprising thing that the blessing of being God's people is not for some of us here? It's because of our sin. And that explains why life is the way that it is. Now let me show you what God's blessing also means for his people. Numbers 2, sentence 1. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, The people of Israel shall camp each by his own standard, with the banners of their fathers' houses. They shall camp facing the tent of meeting on every side. Okay, the people of Israel, they stayed in tents, okay, when they were in the wilderness. I guess you can say that their life was quite intense. Haha. Okay, sorry. Had to do it. And in sentence 2, they were ordered by God to pitch their tents to face this tent of meeting. Okay? This tent of meeting is a place where God's presence dwells among them at the center. So not only are they God's special people, but God's presence is literally among them. God is with them. Now, I bet you, if you had this, you will never have an existential crisis ever again in your life. Okay? Whether it is quarter life crisis lah, midlife crisis lah, you will never have an existential crisis in your life. You will never need to ask, where do I belong? Who am I? You won't need to fear the things that happen in this world because you literally have God. You understand? What is there to fear? What is there to be anxious about? I mean, just imagine waking up in the morning, okay, stepping out of your tent, holding your cup of coffee, and the first thing you see is the presence of God. You see, God's people, they don't need to go on a holiday every single month, to try to find themselves. They don't need to go to India for some namaste trip, eat, pray, love, okay? They don't need to go climb a mountain to find the meaning of life. You know why? Because God's people have God. They have God with them. Now you might be wondering, okay, but how do Christians today have the presence of God, right? I don't see a tent anywhere. Do you guys see a tent? I don't see a tent, right? Well, a short answer is that we actually have something even better. We have Jesus, the Son of God, dwelling in us. In such a way where not only is God dwelling with us, but God is actively changing us from within so that our lives start to reflect the life of His Son. And notice how in sentence 27, this is something that is made available to even the Gentiles, aka non-Israelites, right? People like me, people like you, Chinese people, Huaren, okay? Indian people, any race is now able to be a part of His people. Okay, and on that, by the way, I would really encourage you to come back 2 weeks from now because we are going to be learning something similar in the book of Philippians. Okay, but of course, come back for next week as well. More than welcome. But my main point, though, is that this is a blessing that you should want. Because if God is with you, then you already have the answer for many of the existential questions that you have in your life. The question is, do you want God's presence? Or do you prefer your own desires, your own pleasures, which will never give you meaning and satisfaction? Now let me move on and show you another point in this chapter, which is how God's people arranged their tents back then. Okay? Now, don't be too intimidated by the number of sentences and the many foreign names here. Okay? These names, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and all the rest, all of them are representing one of the 12 tribes of the people of Israel. And my main point here is that each of God's people are given a designated place within His camp. Okay? Issachar, you are at the east. Okay? Ephraim, tribe of Ephraim, you are in the west. Asher, you go to the north. Simeon, you go to the south. You see, everyone is exactly where they are supposed to be as God intended them to be. God allocate where they should be at. Okay? Nothing is random. God's people always know where they are meant to be because God places them exactly where they are supposed to be. Exactly where they are. Now, the rest of the world, in some sense, is no different. Because in the same way, the place that you reside in, okay, was also determined by God. And on that, let me take you on a quick detour to the New Testament in Acts chapter 17, sentence 26. It says this about God. He made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their dwelling place, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward Him and find Him. Yet, He is actually not far from each one of us. So you see, even your own dwelling place right now is not by chance. God actually determined it for you beforehand. Now, I know some of you might think, no, that's not true. It was my choice to buy a house at 289 Jalan Datuk Sulaiman, Taman Tun Dr. Ismail, postcode 6000. That was my choice to stay there, right? But guess what? All the events that led up to you staying where you are staying, okay, whether you came here for work or for studies, or your parents moved to KL, and your great-grandparents migrating from Fujian, China to Malaysia in the 19th century, and your great-great-great-great-grandparents migrating on foot from the Eastern Hemisphere to the Central Eastern Hemisphere, none of that was random. It was God who determined it. It was the hand of God that made all of those chips fall into place so that it would lead up to you sitting here right now, listening about God. And hopefully by His grace, you would turn to Him this evening. That's why it says in sentence 26, by the way, that the reason why God has determined allotted periods and the boundaries of our dwelling place is so that we would seek God and acknowledge Him as your ruler. To acknowledge that God is the one who has determined life to be the way that it is. He is in control, not me. God has always been the one who is in control. You see, everything so far that we've been seeing has been shouting at our face that there is a God. And life is only found in this God. But we keep on groping around on the darkness, right? We keep on asking, where is God? Where is God? But dude, He is actually not far from each one of us. He is there. You just don't see Him because you don't want to see Him. So you should really choose to submit to Him this evening. Stop living for yourself. Again, let me show you what God's blessing looks like now from Numbers 4. Okay? The context here in this chapter is that there is a procedure for how to transport the items in the tent of meeting. I talked about it just now. And within all those details, there's something pretty interesting, you know. In sentence 7, over the table of the bread of the presence, they shall spread a cloth of blue and put on it the plates, the dishes for incense, the bowls, and the flagons for the drink offering. The regular showbread also shall be on it. So when transporting this table, the Israelites, they were meant to wrap it with cloth. But not just any kind of cloth. Blue cloth. And blue cloth is really expensive back then. Okay? Only kings and royalty could afford it. And the point being, God is the ultimate king over this world. But instead of dismantling it, okay, and then removing all the different parts, the bread and the dishes and the bowl on it, and then wrapping all of them up separately, like what you do when you buy something from IKEA, okay, all of it is wrapped together, okay, which kind of shows us, you know, that this table and its setup is quite special. This table has a lot of meaning. This table of the bread of the presence, okay, with bread on it, is placed right at the middle of the tent of meeting, at God's quote-unquote living room, okay? Which is pretty interesting, don't you think? Because why would God need a dining table? Why would God need bread? Well, the answer is, He doesn't, because He is God. And if He is God, He doesn't need to eat. You don't need to feed God food to eat, you understand? Because He is not a created being. He created everything in this world. He is not like a wooden idol that needs you to change bread every single day so that He can have food to eat. Look, if God needs food, then that is not God, okay? So if God doesn't need bread, then it is obvious who this bread is for, right? It's for His people. God puts bread in the middle of His living room so that His people can share a meal with Him forever. And us Chinese people, we know lah, sharing a meal, you know, 夹崩, it's not just about eating. The peng is not just about the peng. Okay? The rice is not just about the rice. It's about fellowship, relationship. And that's what this table is symbolizing. If you are God's people, you are in fellowship with Him forever. There will always be, figuratively, a seat on the dining table for you to eat with Him, if you are part of God's people. Because He remembers you. He remembers you. This is like one of those movie scenes, okay, where a son tragically passes away and his mother leaves his room just the way it is. For 20 years. 20 years, she doesn't touch it. She leaves it exactly how it is 20 years ago. Why? Well, it's because even though her son is no longer there, he is still there in her mind. So the question that we should be asking is not whether God is present. He is. The question is, are you present in his mind? Because the greatest thing in life is to be known by God. It is not to be known by some celebrity, not to be known by that girl that you really like in your office. It's not to be known by your boss or your managing director, whoever. None of that can satisfy your soul. None of that can make an ounce of a difference to your life in the bigger picture. But the greatest thing in life is to be known by this God. If you want the Lord to lift his countenance upon you, to make his face shine upon you, then you must be known by him. But how could you be known by him if you keep living against him? If you keep asking, where is he, whether he exists, when it is clear as day that he is there? In fact, for God's people, God isn't just there with us, he even leads us. He guides us step by step along the way. Just look at how the Israelites were living their life in Numbers 9, which was the passage that was read out to you earlier. Okay? Just look at how life works for them. Okay? For the Israelites, there was this cloud that towered above them. And that was God's way of guiding his people. Whenever the cloud lifted, they set out. Where the cloud settled, they camped. God tell them go left, they go left. God tell them go right, they go right. God leads them all the time. Unlike the scouts earlier, in the performance, you don't have to live a directionless life if you are God's people, where you assume that you know where you're going, but you actually don't. Because if you are part of God's people, you have the leader who actually knows the ways of this world. You know why? Because he created the world, bro. And even though we don't see a pillar of cloud today that leads us as God's people, guess what? We have something even better. We have his word. God still speaks to us, guides us through the scriptures. And because of the Bible, God's people don't need to guess what life is about. We don't need to guess where our life is headed. We don't need to be sitting on an LRT or some lecture theatre somewhere, wondering what life is really about, whether God is even there for us or not. We know what life is because God literally tells it to us. His word is our guidance. In fact, it's even said here in Numbers chapter 10 that whether in times of war, whether in times of gladness, God remembers his people. Okay? Whether good times, whether bad times, that doesn't change the reality. God is with his people. So if you are part of God's people, and if you are facing some bad times, let's say your boss fires you for no reason, or you get dumped by your girlfriend, or you go bankrupt because of inflation, or your house explodes because your useless husband left the gas on, even if you didn't get the promotion that you wanted, guess what? It is not the end of the world. Why? Because you know that you already have the greatest treasure, which is God, which is that God knows you, and he is with you, and you belong to him, and nothing will ever change that if you're part of God's people. You should ask your friends later, by the way, the friends who invited you, hey bro, do you really know what life is about? Like the stuff that Lucas guy said just now, is he being for real? Do you really never feel lost or unsure of what you're living for? Is that true? And they will probably say, no lah, sometimes I lose sight of it lah, sometimes, when I'm stressed out, when I'm emotional. But you know what? Because God changed my heart, because I have his word, he always brings me back and reminds me about what my life really is about. Even if life sometimes sucks, I know that I have God, and that is enough. What more can I ask for? That is the kind of assurance that you can have in your life if you are part of God's blessed people. You see, God's people have direction because God defines our direction. And to live according to God's direction, which is to live for God's purposes and not against it, is to have true life. Guys, there is so much blessing and so much guidance in being God's people, right? So given everything that we've said tonight, we should all want to be God's people. We should try our best to be different right now. Try our best so that God would somehow accept us. But here is the problem. As much as we can try to change ourselves, it's not going to work. Because our problem is not a mindset problem. Our problem is not a mentality problem. that can just be changed with some psychological trick or some mentality shift. Our problem is our hearts. Our hearts don't want to be with God. And so the only way for you to change yourself so that you can be part of God's people is if you could somehow rip your rebellious heart out, okay, somehow grow and regenerate a new heart that loves God and want to live for Him, which is obviously impossible. For there to be actual change, we need God to do it for us. Look at what Ezekiel, who was one of God's prophets, said about what God will do for His people. And I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh, and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and be careful to obey my rules. We need God to give us new hearts. A heart that is no longer hard, no longer resistant, no longer living for our own desires, but a heart that is alive. Because the Spirit of God is now within us. A heart that can now walk in God's statutes and obey Him, because it will come from an internal transformation, not from psyching ourselves up, not from habitual therapy, okay? But because we actually are changed from within. In other words, if you want to be a part of God's people, if you want a new heart, only God can give it to you. Only God can save you. Now, how is it that we can have God's salvation? Well, firstly, you have to admit completely that you are a sinner, that you don't deserve to be a part of God's people. And secondly, you need to put your trust in Jesus. Now, let me tell you about who this Jesus is. In some sense, everything that we've been talking about tonight from the book of Numbers has been pointing to Jesus. And I'm going to let your friends talk about that with you later, how that even works. But one clear way that we see this is the existence of priests. Okay, let me read it for you. Chapter 8, sentence 19. And I have given the Levites, which are the priests of the time, as a gift to Aaron and his sons from among the people of Israel, to do the service for the people of Israel at the tent of meeting, and to make atonement for the people of Israel, that there may be no plague among the people of Israel when the people of Israel come near the sanctuary. God already knew something was seriously wrong about His people. Right? They are sinful. And because of that, they can't just walk into God's presence. There's a separation. And so, God gives them priests. Priests are people who stand in between to represent sinful people before God and to deal with their problem of sin. Okay? These priests, they would offer sacrifices of bulls and goats to make atonement, okay, which means to appease the wrath of God that was meant to be on sinful people so that they would not be destroyed. And look, that's an amazing thing, okay? Because in reality, this means that God's people don't actually deserve to be a part of God's people. And yet, God gives them a way to remain as God's people. God is gracious. But that is not something that you can say about yourself if you still refuse to be part of God's people. That grace is not granted to you. But here's the problem, okay? Which is that this system of priesthood, it never really fixed God's people. Right? The priests, they kept on offering sacrifices again and again, bull after bull after bull after goat after bull after goat after bull. Because sin was never able to be fully dealt with. Okay? It was covered, sure, but it was never removed. Just like how you cannot pretend your sin is not there. Just like how you cannot put on a facade that you are a good person when actually you are rotten in the inside. All of us are. Okay? But the priesthood was pointing forward to someone greater, to Jesus. Let me show you what the book of Hebrews says about this Jesus. Every priest stands daily at his service, offering repeatedly the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But when Christ had offered for all time a single sacrifice for sins, he sat down on the right hand of God, waiting from that time until his enemy should be made a footstool for his feet. For by a single offering he has perfected for all time those who are being sanctified. Jesus is not just another priest. He is the better one, the final one, who deals with the problem of our sin once and for all. Unlike the priests in Numbers, he doesn't offer animals. He offers himself on the cross. And because he is the only one who actually lived the life that God's people were meant to live, when he dies, he doesn't just cover up sin, he deals with it completely. Right? Jesus' own blood on the cross cleanses the hearts of his people. It removes this barrier between us and God, and so we can finally be the people that God deserves. People who live for him perfectly, fully. So guys, the only way that you are going to be saved this evening is if you admit completely that you are a sinner who has failed before God, trust in what Jesus has done, and submit to him. Admit that you are a sinner who wants to live your life for your own pleasure. Because that's all of us, including me, including your friends, all of us. Right? You can ask them later, all the horrible things they have done, they'll tell you. Right? I'm by no means saying that we are better than anyone here. Right? We are all sinners. And despite that, we are thankful that God has made us his own. Now, one final passage today. As all of these things, right, was happening amongst the people of Israel, there was one man that was watching all of it. Okay? His name was Hobab. And he was a Midianite, which means that he was not a member of the people of Israel. And here is what Moses said to him in sentence 29. It says, "We are setting out for the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do good to you. For the Lord had promised good to Israel." You see, Hobab has been watching all of this happen, just like you. He has been seeing the goodness of being blessed by God. And he knows that there is no life outside of life with God. And so at that point, Hobab had a choice, okay? To stay where he was or to go with God, to be a part of God's people. Now look at what he said. Sentence 30. But he said to him, "I will not go. I will depart to my own land and to my kindred." Bruh. After all that, are you serious? After seeing the blessing of God upon his people that could be his, he just decides to say, "Hey, no lah, I think I'm just going to chow lah, okay? Go back to my own life, just chill. Back to what is familiar, back to what he knows, back to what feels safe, even though he has seen something better." Dude, come on, man. And look, that might be some of us here right now, right? You are seeing something better, not just better, but true life. And you still want what you want. But for the rest of you, I hope that this evening, God has worked in your heart to show you that there is actually something worth giving up your life for. In a similar sense, what Hobab has seen is the same thing that you have seen today as well. And so this invitation that Moses gives to Hobab, that is the same invitation that is presented to you also. Just like Hobab, you have a choice. You can stay where you are, hold on to your own way, your own definition of what is good, your own desire for your life, continue living a directionless life because you have no God and face judgment. Or you can come with God. You can be changed by him. You can have his guidance and his presence. So I hope that you won't stay where you are and remain far away from God. Thanks for listening.
I hope it has been a wonderful night for you to laugh, to talk, and to think about life under God and Christianity. So before you continue your conversations, let me just share with you two things that I think you might be interested to know. Firstly, if you are new today, I hope you have gotten to think about life under God and Christianity. So I would like to encourage you to join us for Look-See, where you will be taken to a guided tour on Christianity. And this is where you can ask many questions about Christianity if you have more questions to ask. And the QR code is also on your table, so just scan it, or maybe you can ask the friend who brought you here. Secondly, after today's experience, Maybe some of you are interested to know more about us. So I would like to invite you to come back next week for our Guest Sunday. This is a Sunday that we specially prepared for you to get to know more about us and to hear a message from God. And now, after listening to the talk, I'm sure there's plenty for us to reflect on. And from the talk, I think Lucas shared something really insightful. He says, the question that we should ask is not whether God is present. The question is, are you present in God's mind? Because the greatest thing in this life is to be known by God. As you enjoy the dessert that will be serving you, share with your friend. God has been near all along. How would this change the way you live your life now? Enjoy the rest of your night.